We decided to take a little trip to the zoo today.
Time to answer a couple questions.
Peekaboo! Peekaboo!
Dun 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 dun. She's getting so big.
She is. It's so sad. Stop growing.
I'm really excited and Rachel's all upset.
You know, we were talking about this the other day. It's much easier to just breastfeed a kid than to like plan out meals and things. Like when we go out on the boat, then I have to bring snacks for the kids and try to think of like what I should bring for her to snack on.
Mm-hmm.
Although, technically, before 1 year of age, solids are just for fun. They're not for nutritional value.
Yeah, so puffs and stuff.
Yeah.
Perfect. Remember when you said that you didn't think she's ready for this chair?
Stop trying to force my baby to grow up.
My baby. One of the priorities we've done during this self-isolation COVID period is personal fitness.
Look at you, you're so strong. She can do it with a sleep sack on still.
I know, very impressive.
It's kind of like a resistance band. It just aids in your workout, stabilizes your core.
Exactly. You sure you don't want your sleep sack off?
Leave it on.
Okay.
The girl knows what she wants.
Leave it on.
Don't eat that. Ew. Ew. You just licked that? No, honey. Good job, Bear. Is that something? Is he doing something?
Well, I was teaching him yesterday that if you're trying to do a stretch and you can't quite get deep enough, then you use that block as like a guide or like to...
Kind of a modification?
Yes, exactly. So I said, you can lean forward and put your head on this instead of put your head on the ground. And so he's just putting his head on it. Meanwhile, we're over here just eating.
We are?
I'm not eating it.
She's a solids girl.
Yeah, she likes them.
Hey, put a couple peas down, see if she'll pick it up.
The problem is she can't sit unassisted, so that's the only reason I'm not starting baby-led weaning is because she can't sit unassisted, so that's a requirement so that they have the muscles it takes to cough something up if needed. So she's not ready for like a pee, just purees. I did want to say probably good job, Lyndle.
Very impressive, honey. Back to your sister.
How often do you think that we've heard just give her some solids and she'll start sleeping?
Well, that was a lot with the twins.
Yeah.
Too, I remember.
Yeah, exactly. That's probably one of the most common pieces of advice that we receive. And I think people associate those two things. Well, I don't think that, I know that. Because babies naturally start sleeping longer around the time that you introduce solids, like around 4 to 6 months. However, the new recommendation is not to give them any solids unless like your doctor has a reason to give them solids, like if they have reflux or some other nutritional need for solids before 6 months. Otherwise, it's a hard, fast rule to wait until 6 months. So that's one thing. Another thing is they did a big study with a whole bunch of babies introducing solids before bedtime, and it didn't affect the way that they slept at all. Actually, the babies that had the solids slept worse because it was like introducing something new to their system. So I just think there's a lot of, like, asking how a baby sleeps is a really common question. And I think that a lot of moms, whether they're pressured or out of desperation, will maybe introduce solids before the baby's actually ready. Putting cereal in a bottle now has been found to be extremely dangerous because they can aspirate it. So, like, that's not recommended anymore. Just times have changed. Times have changed, so you have to be careful, like, what advice you give, I guess, to a new mom. But I feel like this clip is just totally ruined. Oh, they're gonna push each other on the cooler? That sounds like a fun. Why do we buy them toys?
Seriously. We need to put wheels on that thing. What could I put it on?
One last thing. Introducing solids before 6 months of age has been linked to obesity and increased adiposity, like the ability to convert food into fat storage. So, like if it's not medically recommended to give your baby solids before 6 months, it's probably a good idea to hold on. Do you have anything to add?
Can we link some studies below?
Yes, I'll link the studies below. Bear push. So Lyndle's saying, Bear, push you. But you mean me, right? Bear, push me? Please? They're starting to figure out pronouns. Are those pronouns? Me, you, I, we,
Yeah,
they?
pronouns.
Yeah, they're starting to figure those out. Man, flashback to first grade. Whoa, Bear. You came completely off the ground. Hey, Lyndle, I can't understand what you're saying when you make that noise. What do you need? You want the handle down? A lot of moving parts around here. Sometime when we're having like a double meltdown, I want to flip the camera on just so that people can hear what that's like. Or maybe not. I feel like a lot of people also ask why we never put bibs on the twins. Yeah, I usually will just feed her in an outfit. It's so loud in here when I know I'm about to change her. But only if I know it's not gonna stain.
What are those?
I'll give you one guess.
There's no way those are ticks.
Yes.
What?
Yep.
No way.
Yep.
That's way too big.
It's a tick. You should put a quarter by it.
It was on Rusty?
Apparently.
Apparently.
It's on somebody.
Okay, let's get
Here's a shoe. An adult shoe.
That's
those,
a tick?
Those are my shoes.
Yeah, that's definitely a tick.
Yeah. And there's another one just as big on his bed. He
Wow.
has a collar on.
Yeah, is
That
it dead?
is how the expression full as a tick came to be.
Yeah.
When I was little, one fell off our dog Ruby like that, and I thought it was a bead, and I was playing with it.
It looks like a bead.
Not a bead. Did you say a bee?
No, a bead.
Yeah, bead. So I was playing with it. Like I brought it downstairs. We were at our lake house. I brought it downstairs, and I was playing with it. And my mom's like, "Where did you find that?" He's like, "Upstairs." And then she looked closer and figured out it was a tick. And then my dad lit it on fire, and it blew up and exploded blood everywhere.
No way.
Yeah.
He lit the tick on fire?
Yeah.
Should we try it?
I have no compassion for ticks. I have compassion for a lot of small creatures and bugs and things, but not ticks.
Do ticks help the environment at all?
Bloodsuckers. I don't think so. I've asked before, like, what's something good that a tick does for us?
Uh-huh.
Nobody had anything.
Wow.
Nasty.
Nasty. So what all tick medicines have we tried?
We've done Trifexis, which I think doesn't have fleas. It has ticks and heartguard or heartworm.
Yeah.
And then we've done Advantix. I've doubled up Trifexis and Advantix. We've done Frontline, which Frontline we did in South Carolina, and it worked great until it didn't. And that's when we switched to Trifexis. And then right now we have the Seresto collar,
Yeah.
which has done fine.
Yeah, definitely.
We just live in a really heavily ticky area, and you can do the best you can, but they still seem to get fleas and ticks with the woods, and they are full blown already.
Yeah. We have definitely not spared any expense, and I just flushed those down the toilet, so I didn't light them on fire. Gonna check you for ticks. All right, buddy. Got any more? Oh, there's the blood spot. I bet that's where it was. Poor Rusty. You're such a good boy. Alright, let me turn this off. Check you for ticks. So we decided to do a little social distancing, kind of like a happy hour deal with Mark and Betty. Betty is Barb's twin sister. So we're doing the whole 6 feet apart. And we're right at the maximum. You can only, in the state of Missouri now, you can only have 10 people gathering in one location. And they said that they're gonna be giving out fines for, you know, if they find anybody doing more than that. So 10 is the maximum nowadays, and thought this was a good place so the kids could run around. Okay, let's start over. What's the deal? So we're watching Blippi. That's how all these.
Blippi.
That's how these all start.
Does love Blippi. Too bad he's not single.
I don't love him.
Yes, you do.
The guy's a genius.
But I think I'm gonna be a Blimpy. I'm gonna start that.
A blimpy.
Okay, so anyway, it was the fire truck episode talking about paramedics. Laurie's a physical therapist and used to have to test patients to become a paramedic.
Right.
What was the requirement?
Pre-employment lift test. And that could be, I think it was 140.
We could probably Google it real quick.
I believe it was 140 because it was simulating
We'll just say it's 140.
lifting one end of a stretcher. And so the apparatus we had for the test was, it was like kind of a crate with 2 handles, and then you loaded weight inside it. And so you would gradually increase it. They would have to come down, pick it up, and they would have to bring it up to a certain height, which the height was, I don't remember exactly how many inches, but it was about my chest height.
So like 4 foot-ish?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
I'm not sure why they had to bring it so high.
Is that like what you would have to do to put it in an ambulance?
Maybe
Or?
to get it in somewhere, I don't know. They also had to lift and carry it up and down like 4 stairs.
And it was 140 pounds?
I think it was 140. It was either 120 or 140.
It's a big difference.
And I don't know the exact height either. So, I mean, it's been 15 years ago.
I'm sure we could Google it.
Right?
I did at that
All
time.
right, let's see.
At that time. That was 15 years ago.
Should we work? I mean, so I put
I'm old now.
I put 135 on. Should we
It
work?
doesn't have
You
handles either.
gradually.
Yeah, should we work up to it?
Yeah, you would want to.
Okay, we'll just start with the bar first.
But I mean, I don't even know if I could lift this.
Can you even deadlift it?
Nope. That's it.
All right, we'll gradual.
I could do one side.
Oh.
Oops.
Oh. Screw you, kids.
You get the other side, Rach.
Okay, I get it.
Oh boy. I see a hernia
I see a problem.
in y'all's futures.
Hey, we got it.
Oh, okay.
You're a little higher than I am.
This is not awkward whatsoever. So I just Googled it. It's only 100 pounds. So I'll go ahead and take some weight off.
But it used to be more, right?
It
Laura?
was more. I swear it was. I'm texting one of my old co-workers because she might remember.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask her. Drop the weight on it.
All right, so we got the kids out here to observe.
Up to here.
Well, I mean, you used to administer the test, so what'd you have to do? I put 95 pounds on it.
Oh, I can't do it.
You can't even lift it off the ground? You can't even deadlift it to your knees?
No, because I'm afraid I'm gonna hurt my back.
Oh boy.
My back's kind of hurt because I've been picking up a ton of sticks in the yard. Ooh, I can do it if I do bad form.
There you go.
Oh, that's it.
Well, you got to do it all at once, don't you?
Yeah, I should have.
Yeah.
I went too slow.
All right, put it back down.
before. Up we went, just you and me, high above the wishing tree. There's Lala and Lyndle. We're flying. Is that there? We flew in silence, like the birds. Rusty. It was too beautiful for words.
That's a dolphin. That's
Uh-huh.
a seahorse.
You're right.
That.
Seahorse. Starting. What's that?
Dolphin.
Yes. What's that?
Fountain.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
But
a bunny. That's a bunny.
your wishing wasn't done.
That's a bunny.
It is a bunny. And what's this?
Has a
Tent. Why should you just stop with me in the valley far below, down where all the wishes grow? Your wishes grew, both big and small, till I could hardly count them all.